The Witch's Tree. There has always been a legend going on in our town, a legend that dates back all the way to colonial times, a legend that involves a woman by the name of Allison Gregory. Allison was a woman who lived in a small village in Delaware during the late colonial era. It was a peaceful, quiet town. There was never really many conflicts there. Everybody just lived a normal life. Nobody really knew Allison. She was usually such a quiet woman. She never really got involved in social affairs or anything like that. Normally she was practically a shut-in. She would just stay in her house and not go out as much. She never really had many friends. Now, during this time, there was already paranoia of witches and evil forces, which caused people to kill many innocents out of fear. One day there was a knock on Allison's door. When she opened it, it was a message from another town. There was news that her sister, who lived in that town, was accused of being a witch and killed. Allison was dumbfounded. She could not believe what she had heard. For days she would mourn her lost sister. Then one day she stopped mourning. She was not heard of for months after that. There was no sign of her in the home or anything. It was during these months where the town which killed her sister fell into chaos. There was famine, citizens falling ill, deaths in the mayor's family. A month earlier, the mayor's son went missing, and the mayor ordered a full-scale search for his son, but with no prevailing. Weeks later, the crops went bad, the soil being treated with some strange dark purple liquid. As all the crops were ruined, famine started to occur. Just days later, people fell ill with the deaths of the mayor's loved ones. When the bodies were examined, their insides contained traces of this purple liquid. The town knew that whatever was happening because of this purple liquid. The doctors tried researching what it was, running tests on it, crude and rudimentary considering the times. As it turned out, it was blood, but not just blood. The blood of the mayor's son, with some type of mysterious elements mixed in. When Allison's village heard of this, they knew it must have been her. They knew she had done it for revenge. So they broke down her door to find her in the basement. She seemed awful, ragged. She shook violently as her beady eyes looked at the mob. The villagers noticed that there was all different types of liquids and jars of powder on her shelves. 2 people then charged at Allison. They knocked her to the ground. She fell unconscious. In this state, the mob tied her up and carried her outside. These 2 people saw something covered by a sheet on a bed. The sheet was bloodied. When they lifted the sheet, there was the mutilated body of the mayor's missing son. His abdomen cut open, ritualistic marks all over his forehead, his body all cut up and covered in blood. The mob carried Allison into the forest. The night was cold and dark. In the forest, they found a tree, its branches bare, its bark was black. It looked as if no life was left in it. They took another rope and tied her to the tree. Allison screamed and struggled with no avail. The local priest came up to her. He carried a blessed dagger. He held it up to the sky and chanted his holy words. When the chanting was over, the priest raised the dagger and stabbed her through the heart. Both Allison and her screaming died. Today, there's a legend saying that since the tree had no life in it, the ghost of Allison went into that tree and now lays dormant in it. The tree is now called the Witch's Tree, and anybody that says this chant will free her spirit. Witch's soul, now lost forever, I summon thee, Allison Gregor. Her ghost will haunt that person 3 days, then they will die. It is rumored that these bodies thus killed contain traces of a type of purple liquid.